Bitcoin breaks the $9,000 support line. Why China's sudden turn to crypto. And crypto mass adoption gains momentum. All this and more. It's Friday, November 8th, and this is Exodus Crypto Weekly Recap. Welcome, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks since we moved the daily market reports to a weekly format, and we would love to hear what you think by leaving a comment below, and make sure to click like and subscribe. We're going to run through a bit of the week's news, and then take a look at the recent winners and losers in the market. The Electric Coin Company is transferring ownership of the Zcash trademark over to the Zcash Foundation. The nonprofit's focus is on financial privacy, development of Zcash, and community engagement. ECC has transferred the trademark free of cost, and the foundation has granted back ECC non-exclusive rights. This agreement is interesting because both parties will need to have consensus on what chain of Zcash can be called Zcash, and neither party can override the community. Of course, this is an overly simplistic description, and if you're interested in learning more, you can head over to electriccoin.co/blog for the details. China was all over the crypto and mainstream news this week for its seemingly sudden turn towards crypto. We've seen in the past China clamp down on blockchain tech and markets in order to maintain absolute monetary control over their own citizens. In light of the recent news, this long game may have been consolidation before launching their own national digital asset. Now, they're the first country to officially announce a solid move towards blockchain, and being the first out of the gate gives China a tremendous advantage over other nation states who are slower to roll with their own national crypto. The Chinese asset will be a stablecoin and pegged to the yuan to determine its value, and the government is mandating any vendor who accepts digital payments, think Alibaba, to accept the Chinese digital currency electronic payment, or DCEP. This automatically guarantees widespread adoption. Will this be a threat to decentralized crypto? Personally, I feel it'll open up markets to individuals who otherwise would not have access, which, in turn, will boost the entire ecosystem. Of course, it's too early to tell. On the opposite side of Chinese finance, but still related, rumors of Chinese banks being insolvent has caused a major bank run on the banks. This has resulted in the suspension of withdrawals and individuals losing access to their wealth. I can't think of a stronger illustration to advocate for the non-custodial control over your wealth that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies offer. This advice is also relevant if you're keeping your blockchain assets in a custodial account. Think Binance, Coinbase, Bitmex, and the most recent company to have issues with security, Bitmex. Last week, Bitmex accidentally released thousands of customer email addresses that quickly wound up on the dark web. This email breach was caused by customer emails sent in the carbon copy, plain text, of the email instead of the blind carbon copy. Bitmex has said all customers' funds are safe. However, the risk here is the social engineering hackers can use to access individual accounts. This is a high risk for anyone who has an account at Bitmex. You should change your passwords right away if you've not yet done so, because the implications go beyond just your Bitmex account. Why? Because if you use second-factor authentication, you're on the bleeding edge of security and probably use different hard passwords for every account you have to make it impossible for a thief to get wholesale access to your accounts.
That's crazy talk.
What's that? You don't?
Security.
Okay, pause this video right now and read our in-depth security article. Then, download a recommended password manager and change those passwords. Click the link in the description below. And make sure to press like, share, and subscribe on your way there. At the same time, coincidentally, hackers were able to take over the Bitmex Twitter account and warn people to remove all their funds immediately. Bitmex deleted the messages, but the damage was already done. Or was it? One day after the breach and roughly 30,000 leaked customer emails later, the trading volume on Bitmex remained practically unchanged. I'm not really sure what this statistic indicates other than a lack of interest in advanced security. If that's true, then we as an ecosystem need to do a better job with making this bank-like security easier for the masses. Stellar sent a message to the Stellar community this week that said, the Stellar Development Foundation revealed a new path for the network and has intentionally burned more than 55 billion Stellar tokens, valued at close to $4.7 billion, and cutting the total supply for XLM roughly in half. This saw a one-day 25% jump in the Stellar price. We'll take a look at where it's currently sitting in just a few minutes. The cries from the wilderness have been heard in the far corners of Reddit and crypto Twitter asking, when will it be alt season? To help with this question, I turned to a series of tweets from Willy Woo, at Woonomic on Twitter, regarding altcoins. I actually turned to Willy's charts and analysis for a lot of things. In this particular thread, Willy breaks down alts into 4 categories: protocol coins, utility tokens, security tokens, and non-fungible tokens. We're not going to dig into any of those though, and dive into what investors consider altcoins as, simplifying the alts into 2 groups: oscillators and degenerators. If your alt is a degenerator, you'll see, if plotted out on a log chart like Willy does here, it looks like a straight down line. This is one of about 2,000 examples. Now, on the other hand, very few alts are considered oscillators, and according to Willy, oscillators have store of value properties, similar to Bitcoin. In order to qualify, the alt will need to keep up with the BTC USD gains, and if plotted on a similar graph, they'll have the characteristics of oscillating around a horizontal line and go through at least one full bull-bear cycle, or 4 years. Of course, Willy indicates the more cycles, the better. Willy then singles out Doge as having these characteristics to illustrate that you don't have to have fancy tech or solve future problems to have a profitable alt. I'll defer to Willy to tell the rest of the story here, including his rules of engagement in dealing with alts. The link to this tweet thread is included in the description below. Make sure to click like on your way down. We're going to quickly take a look at the current state of DeFi. But first, a quick primer from our friends over at CoinState.
Yo, what's going on everybody? This is Nathan with CoinState. We're partnered with Exodus here at the Los Angeles Blockchain Week. Now, decentralized finance has been a really hot topic lately, so let's go talk to some leaders in the space and see what they think about DeFi. Have you heard of DeFi?
I have heard of DeFi, yeah.
You've heard about DeFi, right?
Yes, decentralized finance. That's the big hashtag going around now.
Well, this is a term that's floated around a lot.
You've heard of DeFi, right?
Of course, decentralized finance is pretty big right now. It's one of those cool buzzwords people are throwing around at this point, you know?
So what's your definition of it and how do you feel about it?
My definition of it is, being able to essentially have a platform where you can put your money in, and you'll typically would get some sort of return for them holding that money, while people are then using that money to be able to take loans out, right? So there's some popular ones out there. Celsius is actually the one that I use. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Celsius, but essentially, being able to borrow money without having to give up sell your cryptocurrency, right? Which would be a taxable event.
DeFi is about decentralization to me. It's not about the finance part. We already have plenty of financial tools. We need to get decentralization right. Bitcoin is doing that. And so that's why I am most excited about Bitcoin. When we talk about DeFi, to me, it's just Bitcoin.
It depends. There's different ranges of what is more decentralized, but generally it's using blockchain technology or decentralized acyclic graphs, digital assets to create products that don't require banks in the way that we've traditionally used them for finance products.
How do you feel, or what's your definition of decentralized finance?
So when I think about decentralized finance, the word finance reminds me of banks. That's the first word that comes into my mind. And when I think of banks, those are centralized organizations. When I hear the word decentralized, that reminds me of Bitcoin, or reminds me of cryptocurrency, or reminds me of essentially not getting rid of that third party. So when I hear decentralized finance, it makes me think that there are person A, person B coming together without that third party.
That was a great ELI 5 intro, and to learn more about DeFi, we've just published a What You Need to Know About DeFi article, which should help get you started. Click the link in the description below at the end of the program. We can head over to DeFi Pulse to look at the current amount of funds locked up in DeFi, which currently is about $650 million. Likewise, DeFi Prime has many resources such as analytics and current lending rates. Links to both in the description below. And as always, on the way down, smash that like button. We talk a lot here about the future adoption of crypto. Not if, but when. We see the trend every day with many examples similar to the ones mentioned in this program, such as Square's third quarter report indicating the amount of people who bought crypto doubled from the previous year. Now, this is good news for everyone as the next Bitcoin halving approaches. And with the limited 3 million left to be mined, we're going to see the price naturally go up. What does the market look like today? At the time of writing this, BTC support was surfing $9,000, but dipped just below that line before recording. Some say we're heading for a longer drop, and others speculate that we're in a longer-term bull market, where we'll see prices inch slowly upward before going to the moon. We got a taste of that last Friday, when we saw a 24-hour 30% gain in the price of BTC. Let's take a look at the numbers. The 7-day market cap is down only 2.96%, and BTC dominance is holding at just under 67%. All right, jumping into the demo wallet here, we're going to filter the portfolio by price, and we see Bitcoin sitting at the top at $8,774 with a 24-hour change of negative 4.7%. Pretty healthy market cap, $158 billion with a $23 billion 24-hour volume. Followed up by Maker at $640.55. Switching from Bitcoin, up 5.63. It's one of the few green assets in the market today with a market cap of $640 million. Fairly small, $609 million 24-hour volume. Followed by Bitcoin Cash at 277, Ethereum at 182, showing negative gains, just almost 2%. Bitcoin SV Dash at 68. Check that out. Must be a magic number for Dash. This is not magic though. Just under 5% losses in the last 24 hours with a market cap of $628 million and a 24-hour trading volume of $317 million. Monero eking its way up in the top 10 at $60.42, still a negative 4% loss over the last 24 hours with a just over $1 billion market cap, followed by Litecoin at $59.95, Zcash at $36.56, and Binance Coin at $19.47. Lots of red in the market today, not much green. Let's take a look at the 24-hour winners. NMR up 19%, very small 24-hour trading volume at just over $50,000. We Trust up 8%, $2,450 in trading volume. Doesn't take much to move this number around. As mentioned earlier, Maker in the market up 5.74% with a $6.1 million 24-hour trading volume. Followed by Cosmos, new addition to the wallet, up 0.69% at $3.80 with $723 million market cap with $160 million 24-hour trading volume. Ethos, just under 1%, Salt under about 0.5%, 0.25% for Gemini Dollar, which of course is a stable coin. That's actually a pretty big move for a stable coin, followed by Paxos, TUSD, USD Coin, DAI, and Tether, which are all stable coins. So half the green is stable coin. Some of the green has very low 24-hour trading volume. Really the most significant here is Maker and Cosmos. Taking a look at the losers, Decred down almost 10%. XTZ, Tezos also down almost 10%. RLC down 9%. Storm 9%. DNT just about 9%. BAT 8.5 points. Taking a look at some of these trading volumes here, $308,000. Some of these things change as we look at them because your portfolio updates in real time. Double-digit loss now for Tezos, 13.47%. Looking at 24-hour volume, Tether USD at $28.3 billion, Bitcoin at $23.8 billion. Both of those running neck to neck, people moving back and forth between TUSD and Bitcoin, especially when we see some pretty significant price moves. These two tend to swap as people are hedging their trades to make sure that they can not lose too much money and stack some more sats when the price goes up. All right, looking at 24-hour volume, Tether sitting at the top with $28.3 billion, followed by Bitcoin at $23.8 billion. We see these two flip-flop all the time depending on which direction the price is going, people moving in and out of Tether and Bitcoin to make sure that they hodl and stack when appropriate. Thanks for stopping by and joining us for the Exodus Weekly Crypto Review. What and who would you like to see on the program? Please leave a comment below to let us know what you think, and be sure to click like, share, and subscribe for more weekly updates about the market, tips, tricks, and tutorials directly from Exodus. Have a great weekend and hold on.